Ramona Shelburne of ESPN put out a bombshell article highlighting a bunch of news and rumors surrounding James Harden, and she mentioned that the Knicks have been in communication with the Sixers about a trade for James Harden, and she even hinted that Harden wants to play for the Knicks. So we're going to talk about that on the back half of today's video. Let's start with the news of the day, though, surrounding some players that are on the New York Knicks. Team Canada defeated Team Slovenia 100-89 to advance to the semifinals of the FIBA World Cup. And our guy, RJ Barrett, number 9, had a big-time game against Luka Doncic. RJ finished the game with 24 points to go with 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 9 of 22 from the field. But he was arguably the most important player in that game. Maybe you can go with SGA for Canada, but he was plus 18 in 34 minutes. And I love the way he got downhill and attacked the rack. Also, Jordi Fernandez, the head coach of Team Canada, really applauded what Barrett did in the most recent game. Quote, "Today, I'm very proud of RJ, how aggressive he was, how he ran the floor, and how he rebounded the ball. RJ did his job today at a high level, and that's one of the reasons we won the game." The thing that really stood out to me, though, when I watched this game and I went back and watched the highlights for RJ Barrett, it looked like the RJ that was present in that playoff series against the Miami Heat. He was extremely quick. He was extremely nimble. He was able to get downhill. You see right here in the paint, this is his shot chart from the game. He was able to get downhill, and I thought he elevated. He threw down a couple of dunks where he just looked like a younger version of RJ Barrett, the guy that was coming out of Duke, the guy that the Knicks picked with the 3rd overall pick back in the 2018 or 2019 NBA draft. The thing, though, that I am a little bit concerned about with RJ is he continues to miss the outside shot. You saw those missed X's. He's got to be better at hitting those shots. And I'm not going to go into too much depth on why he has to be better, how he has to be better. I love that he's a relentless attacker of the rim, and we saw that really come about in that series against the Heat. But you have to do more than just that. You can't miss, 5 threes. You go 1 of 6 from downtown. Really, that's the only spot of the court that you couldn't connect. You see inside the paint, he was extremely efficient. But you have to be more than that. You can't just be a rim runner at the small forward position. What does this mean for Team Canada, though? They have advanced to the semifinals of the FIBA World Cup, and they will take on Serbia at 4:45 a.m. Friday, September 8th. And if they win, they will get the chance to play the winner of USA versus Germany. That's going to be at 8:40 a.m. on September 8th. And then that game, potentially, USA, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart versus RJ Barrett and Team Canada, 8:40 a.m. on Sunday. So I want to ask you this question. If USA was to face off against Team Canada, who are you rooting for? Is it Josh Hart? Is it Jalen Brunson? Or is it RJ Barrett? I want to hear from you. Type USA if you're rolling with them, or type CAN if you're rolling with Team Canada. We're going to have more news and updates coming around the FIBA World Cup, Team Canada, RJ, Josh, and Jalen, and the rest of everything New York Knicks for the remainder of the season. Look, preseason games start October 9th, and we'll be live on the channel as we get back active for our watch party. So subscribe and turn your notifications on for free content every single day from Knicks Now by Chat Sports. Let's close out the video talking about these James Harden rumors that really got brought to the forefront by Ramona Shelburne of ESPN. She reported that the Knicks and 76ers have had talks about a swap that would send Harden from Philly to New York. This is what Shelburne said, quote, "After the China outburst where James Harden called Morey a liar, Daryl Morey left Harden alone. He said he would make a good faith effort to trade Harden, and at initial conversations, league sources said, with Harden's preferred team, the Clippers, as well as the New York Knicks. But by mid-August, it became clear none of the teams that expressed interest in Harden had any intention of giving Morey the kind of return he was looking for, namely a player or asset to keep the team in championship contention." And I'm so glad that these trade talks never made it to second base, because I do not want James Harden on this team. Keep Harden away from the Knicks. I don't even know if there's a single player at this point that I would trade James Harden for. This may seem a little bit harsh right here, but I think it's reality. At this point in James Harden's career, he is a cancer. It was a cancer at the end of his tenure with the Houston Rockets. It went awful after he forced his way to become a member of the Brooklyn Nets, to play alongside Kyrie Irving, to play alongside Kevin Durant. Then he got to Philly, and 2 years later, he's already forcing his way out of there. And it's not because of talent. He got to play alongside Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. He got to play alongside Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. In Houston, he got to play around a lot of good players, in Harden, in Westbrook, in Chris Paul, in prime Dwight Howard. He's just not that guy anymore as well. Bad teammate, I would say, at this point, but also the stats have gone downhill. He had a solid season this year, but you see that the three-point percentage back in 2021 was extremely low. But it's more so the playoff performances and the lack of success that Harden has had that makes me in a position where I do not want this player on the New York Knicks whatsoever. 19.6 points per game. So these are his last 3 postseason stats. Last 3 years. Less than 20 points. 6 rebounds. 8.5 assists. That's fine. But it's the efficiency. That's a problem for me. 41.6% from the field. 37.1% from downtown. We saw in that series against the Boston Celtics, it was the epitome of what James Harden is. Really good one game. Absolutely non-existent the next. Same thing over and over again. When I look at this Knicks roster and I try to come up with a trade package that maybe Leon Rose would want to put together for James Harden, there's not one out there. A producer received before the show asked me would I trade him for Miles McBride. Obviously, James Harden is a better player than Miles McBride, but who do I want to on this Knicks team to lose minutes to James Harden? I don't want him taking the basketball out of Jalen Brunson's hands. I don't want him playing in front of Quentin Grimes. Shoot, I want RJ Barrett on this team more than I want RJ Barrett. I want RJ on this team more than I want James Harden. I don't want him taking minutes away from Emmanuel Quickley or Josh Hart or anyone on this team for that matter. Solid player, no doubt about it. Going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. One of the best offensive players to ever play in this league. But at this point in his career, I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. I'll ask you this question. My answer is no. But hey, I'm open to discussion and I'm open to be swayed on my opinion. Do you want James Harden on the Knicks? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I want to hear from all of you down below in the comment section. As always, I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for tuning in to New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. Training camp is getting kicked off at the end of this month, and I can't wait for Knicks basketball to be back. So make sure you're locked into this channel because no one's going to put out more content than we do. We go live for every single game day, and you're going to love it. So subscribe, turn your notifications on, and give me a follow on Twitter.